Right, we're in Birmingham here with Brad Foster, the British and Commonwealth Super Bantamweight champion. Now we're just about 2 weeks out from your second defence, I believe. Well, certainly your first of the Commonwealth title and second of the British title against Lucien Reid at York Hall. Thoughts on this fight so far?
It's a good fight. It's a fight. I know he's got skills himself, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in there.
Break the fight down for me a little bit. I mean, outsiders like myself will look into it and think Reid is a little bit fiddly, he bobs and weaves a little bit. You're probably a little bit more of the come forward variety. Do you see a nice clash of styles there?
Well, it is a clash of styles because he's got skills. He's like a Adam Booth type style fighter. So he's in and out. He's fast and he's sharp. And in my fights, I've come forward a lot. But this is a fight where it's going to bring the best out in both of us. You know what I mean? We're going to have to go to places we ain't been before in this fight. So that's what makes it a tremendous fight.
Is it a completely new puzzle for you, or have you fought people with sort of good amateur backgrounds before?
I'd say he's probably the best person that I've got in the ring with. This is my toughest fight to date on paper, but we'll see when we get in there.
Do you think you'll need to put a dent in him early to sort of get yourself moving, or do you think you don't want to give him the confidence but he's having success moving in and out or going around the outside?
I'll work that out when I get in there. Do you know what I mean? No one knows anything until you get in there on the night. That's just how it is. That's boxing for you. But it's a good fight. As I said, he's got skills himself. I've got skills, and it's going to be good.
Are you a big one for game plans, or like you say, do you just tend to improvise a little bit more?
It's all good having a game plan, but you don't know how it's going to play out in the night, do you? As Floyd Mayweather said, everyone's got a game plan until they get punched in the face, or you dodge a few punches, and then you know a game plan goes out the window sometimes. So you just have to see how it is in there on the night, didn't you? Really.
We spoke with Lucien last week, and he sort of pointed out the irony. He's been chasing titles for years and years and years, crying out for them, you know, with his extensive amateur background and everything else. Yeah. And he looks at you, he sort of said, had no amateur background, had 11 fights and has got 2 titles. So now for him it's like, you know, the London buses, 2 coming along at once. But can you see the irony there?
Yeah, I can see the irony. Obviously, people ain't wanted to fight him before, but he's just a man like myself. I believe in myself, he believes in himself. It's just a fight at the end of the day. That's the way I look at it. I work very hard in the gym. I believe in myself, so I don't see it's only another man, so I can beat him. Do you know what I mean? It's just a fight.
It's probably true though, but if you were to pick and choose an opponent and be a bit selective, you probably wouldn't choose him, would you?
Well, he's got skills, but I'm not in this game to choose my fights. If that's who I've got to fight and that's who I've got to beat, that's what I'll do.
Take you back to your last fight, Stevenage, outside, against Ash Lane. How was that for an experience?
That was a good experience. Obviously, being on the big card, doing a press conference for the first time, it was all good, yeah. And fighting in the outside, which was a bit weird, you know what I mean? But it was all good. It was a good fight. Ash Lane's a good lad. He was tough on the night, but I got the job done and picked up the Commonwealth strap.
You jumped on him early. Did you get the feeling at the time that you might be getting him out of there early?
Oh yeah, I caught him with that shot in the first round, and then tried to go in for the kill. But he was a tough lad. He stuck in there. But then I just started. It's kind of a good way because that was my first TV show. My first time being in TV. If I would have got him out there in the first round, people wouldn't have seen me. But I got to show my skills in that fight, and then took him out in the 12th round. I think there was 2 seconds to go, so not too bad going.
How is it different? You know, you say from the shows you've been on before, you won the British title up in Barnsley, you won your Midland area title. What difference does it make when the cameras are there? Does it just present a different sort of mindset?
I wouldn't really say it's different on the night. I'd say like the press conference leading up to things, that's because you ain't done that before and it was my first time. That's a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it? Because you like, do you know what I mean? But on the night, it's just a fight. As you say, there's only me and him in the ring, whether there's cameras there or not. You still have to do what you do on a fight that would be in a, I don't know, a local hall or something. So it's still the same job on the night.
Does it cross your mind, but sort of hundreds of thousands of people are watching, and potentially a load of people over in the US on ESPN Plus, that sort of thing?
I don't really think about that, to be honest, but that's all good as well, because it's good publicity for myself, getting me out there a bit more. So it's all good.
Talk to me about that 12th round, because there was a break in play, if you like, and you seemed to have some sort of conversation with Frank Warren at ringside. What was said?
Yeah, because he went down from apparently a low blow. Yeah, basically. And he just said, walk forward and throw the right hand. And my corner had been telling me to do that all night. So I just thought, you know what, I'm winning the fight anyway, I might as well just throw it. And then I just threw it and it got him out of there. I think it was a left hook, and then I came with the right hand over the top and caught him sweet, so yeah.
So you listen to Frank, but don't listen to your corner?
No, well, as I said, my corner had been telling me to do that, but I just thought, it's 12th round, I might as well try something, you know what I mean?
Overall, most satisfying night of your career so far?
Yeah, I'd probably say yeah, because obviously it was a big stage for me, and to get him out of there like that on a TV show with 2 seconds to go, it's good because I've got myself out there on TV, and it shows that I've got power in the 12th round, just like the first round and all the way through the fight.
You got some good positive feedback as well, didn't you?
Yeah, lots of positives. There's still things that I need to work on from that fight, and that's what we've been doing. So it's all good.
Let's take you back to the beginning of your boxing odyssey. You turned over as a pro, like you said, with a kickboxing background, no amateur experience. You came in, you had a couple of early fights. Then you got a draw against Brett Fido, which doesn't look a bad draw now when you consider some of his what's happened with him since. But how much did that knock you at the time? Because I've just read somewhere, but you were almost thinking about jacking it in.
Yeah, it was, because obviously as a fighter you want fights that I was fighting, and it was just like for nothing, do you know what I mean? And then when that fight, before that I weren't in I think I was training too much, I was thinking too much about boxing, and that fight I weren't in a good place, and that showed on the night. It was a bit terrible performance from me, but I still thought I won the fight, but that worked myself in there. But as you say, that was a learning curve for me, and since then I've done what I've done, picked up the Midlands, and then I fought Josh Well for the British, then picked up the Commonwealth strap. So I'm doing alright at the minute, you know.
Did it sort of serve as a bit of a reboot to your career? Well, certainly whereas your enthusiasm was concerned.
Yeah, well, I had a little break after that fight. I thought, you know, I need to get back into this. I've got a talent, and I need to, you know, just take it as it comes and just enjoy myself a bit more, enjoy my boxing a bit more. And since I've been doing that, I've been doing a lot better.
Given that you were a world champion as a kickboxer, certainly at junior levels, did the boxing need to be a kind of a special level to keep your interest in it, to sort of, you know, to make it worth your while, considering you reached such heights in your previous sport?
Yeah, of course. I ain't just boxing for the sake of it. I ain't just taking punches in the face for the sake of it. I want to get somewhere in boxing, and I'm not finished yet. And I've won a British so far. I'm only 21, a British and Commonwealth so far, and I'm only 21. I've got ambitions, you know what I mean? I'm not just here to make numbers up. I'm not just here just to be a professional boxer. I want to achieve something in this game. And so far, I've achieved quite a lot for someone who's had no amateur. So it's good. I just keep doing what I'm doing, keep believing in myself, keep working hard, and sky's the limit.
Has it really sunk into you, your sort of success ratio so far as a sportsman at the age of 21? It's just incredible.
Everyone says that to me. It ain't sunk in myself. So I just think I'm just on the job, do you know what I mean? I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll go as far as what I can go, as what I believe I can go. So it ain't really sunk in what I've done so far. Maybe when I'm older and I've finished boxing.
Have you not got a room full of trophies and medals and belts at home?
Nah, I haven't, because I've got my Commonwealth strap, but that all goes in my room where my dad sits, so don't really bother me, do you know what I mean? As I said, when I finish boxing, I'll look back and think, I've achieved quite a lot in this sport, do you know what I mean?
kickboxing. What age were you when you started knocking people around in the kickboxing ring?
What age should I start kickboxing? I started when I was, I think, 8 years old. Went to a little. My dad was mates with Castor Flash Gill, and he used to teach like kickboxing in the area. I just went to his classes one day on a Wednesday night, and ever since then, I did like the technical side of things, and then started to go to fighters classes, and then obviously it went from there. And I think I had like 60 fights, I think. So yeah.
Was there any particular catalyst for taking up kickboxing? Were you a troublesome toddler or anything like that?
Nah, nothing really. I just wanted to do something and not play on my Xbox all day like every other kid nowadays, you know what I mean? So yeah, just went to kickboxing, and I think that's made me who I am today, do you know what I mean? Focused, know what I want, because when I was younger I used to always go training, used to always be, you know, fighting or doing something like that, so it kept me busy, and I think that's made me who I am today. It's made me know what I want.
When did you realise you had a gift for it though, and you could really take it somewhere?
I don't know, to be fair, it's come through hard work. I remember my first fight, it was a 3 2-minute round fight, and I held my breath for the whole of the first round. So just looking back now, thinking, wow, this is mad what I've become.
You won, was it 9 world titles, something like? So is it fair to say sort of kickboxing took you around the world?
Yeah. Well, when I was a kickboxer, I was a champion. So I fought people. They came to me and fought me. So I'd say it's give me all different styles and I had like the feeling of fighting someone abroad coming over to take your throne. Do you know what I mean? That type of feeling. So yeah, you could say that.
Could you have made a living from it?
Nah, that's the thing with kickboxing. There's no money in kickboxing.
What sort of venues were you fighting at?
Just small hall shows, really. It's not like boxing where you get the big arenas and that sort of stuff. It's just small hall shows like you do when you probably start off pro boxing.
So at what point did it sort of dawn on you but you'd like to try something different and you'd like to just apply the boxing side of the sport?
Because when I had 9 world titles as a junior level, coming into pro boxing was a new challenge for me, and boxing's it's where it's at. It's one of the hardest sports in the world, in my opinion. So it's a challenge, and there's more pedigree in boxing. There's more people doing it. So to try to become the best in that field.
I presume you didn't just wake up one morning and think, you know what, I'm just going to do boxing.
No, so one of my old coaches, we said we'd go into pro boxing as well. So it was a new challenge for me.
How was that transition?
At the start it was hard when you go into spar pedigree boxers who have done amateurs. Yeah, it's difficult when you start to get your footwork right. But yeah, it was quite tough at the start, but I'm obviously getting better. Always learning every day.
Did being like a natural athlete or sportsman just compensate for a lot?
Yeah, it must do. So yeah.
How did it work with your dad? Because like you say, your dad's training you now. Did he have to sort of convert as well, or are the skills sort of multi-purpose?
Obviously he's learning on the job as well, just like myself. So when you go sparring with top people, obviously you pick up stuff that they do, and then you add it to your game, see how they do things, see how they work things in training and stuff. So it's just a matter of learning and picking things up, and then that makes me what I am.
Was there any consideration given to having a handful of amateur fights to sort of tick that box, if you like?
I mean, I could have done that, but that was my choice just to go straight in. As I say, I worked really hard and I believe in my ability, and that's what I did. I just went straight into the pro game. Had some fights and then picked up the Midlands. I think that was that fight when I had the Midlands title. That was a fight where I really had to get up for it, and I was up for that fight. And just having that fight has given me a real taste to winning.
I remember seeing an interview with you after that fight, and it did kind of get the feeling, but it was a kind of watershed moment for you.
Yeah, it was, because in my fights before that, I weren't really fighting anyone. I was fighting probably journeyman, and I knew that fight was a 50-50 fight. He was coming to win just as much as I was, and that fight brought the best out of me. And I was doing things in there, and I felt good in there. I felt like it was a good fight. It was bringing the best out of me, and I just thought ever since then, I want fights like that. I want fights that are going to get my mouth watering, and what's going to bring the best out of Brad Foster.
Well, it took you into the British, and I don't think it would be unfair to say they didn't take you up there to win, did they, really?
Well, no. As I said, I was going to Josh Wells' backyard. I was the underdog in that. But as I said...
It wasn't mandated or anything, was it? They picked you, didn't they?
They picked me, basically. He was one who probably thought, oh, he's no one, really. I'll just go through him, like butter through a knife through butter, do you know what I mean? So... But as I said, it all comes down to how hard you work and how hard you believe in myself. In my mind, I believed I'd go there and I'd win, and that's what I did.
Mentality a big part of your game?
Yeah, I try and be always happy. I always think the positives in life. I don't like negativity. So it's proving to be working at the minute. So yeah, that's how I am.
British and Commonwealth champion at the age of 21, as we mentioned. How far do you think you can go in this sport?
I'm just taking one fight at a time. As I said, I'm always one to believe in my ability. I work very hard in the gym. I push myself every day. But I'm just focusing on the next fight at the minute.
With you bearing your outlook in mind, if you did have a setback, I kind of get the feeling it probably wouldn't affect you too much and you'd dust down and go again, correct?
I'm not thinking of setbacks. I'm thinking of getting this next
sport,
fight.
though, you know, sport, you've been in it all your life.
Obviously, in my mindset, it's always win, win, win. And I'm only focusing on fighting Lucien Reid, and I'm focusing on getting the win there.
Brad Foster, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.